another print disability, which makes reading, holding a book, or turning a page difficult or impossible. The content is copyrighted by the respective publishers. For more information, please visit us on the web at nfradioreading.org.
Hi there, this is Jane Kearns, and for the next hour, I'll be reading from the May 8th Tribune Sentinel, covering Niagara County and Grand Island on the Niagara Frontier radio reading service. Okay, the first is Wheatfield joins in celebrating America's 250th. The Wheatfield Town Board was presented flags and banners preceding its regular meeting on Monday. The gifts were brought by the Niagara County legislators, David Godfrey, Jesse Gooch, and Mike Casale, to celebrate America's 250th and the 250th anniversary of the U.S. That didn't make any sense. It says, and the 20th of the U.S. So America 200. Oh, I see. They're calling it America 250. That makes sense. And then, which is the 250th anniversary of the U.S., period. Okay, that makes more sense. We're handing out, my fellow legislators Jesse Gooch and David Godfrey, these flags and banners to all the municipal buildings, the village halls, the town halls, the city halls, and they can fly them proudly, Casale said. He noted the banners had been distributed to many chambers of commerce in Niagara County, but because the town of Wheatfield did not have one, the three legislators made it a point to come to the town board meeting. The reason why we, meaning Jesse, Dave, and myself, went to bat for you guys was because they were handed out to the business organizations, Casale told officials and press as the flags were presented. But the town of Wheatfield and the town of Niagara didn't have a business organization present. So we went to bat and we said we needed to get flags to the town of Wheatfield. Approximately 25 flags and 3 banners are now in the town of Wheatfield's possession. There's some discussion on placing them at the town's building as well as the walls of Wheatfield on Nash, Ward, and Whitmer roads. In other news, the milling of Wild Wing subdivision has slated to start Thursday and to be done on Friday. Wild Wing Drive, Sandpiper Court, they're all birds, Sandpiper Court, Goldfinch Court, and Pintail Court, and the Meadowlark Court will be milled, and the town of Wheatfield Highway Department will return the following week to put down an inch of blacktop paving on these roads. And another is Town Clerk Kathy Harrington reported her office was being called in regard to recycling totes. They've only been picking up 1 tote, Harrington said, noting that many residents have 2 or more recycling units. The confusion, she noted, stemmed from the mismatched records. While the town of Wheatfield had records showing which residents had 2 or more recycling totes, these records were not congruent with the Modern's database. Harrington said, "We finally resolved what the issue was. So if people call in about their recycling tote, they can have additional totes, and Modern should pick them up." Okay, this is all from the front page. LPD chief issues new warning for youth by e-bike riders, by Joshua Maloney, general manager. With the start of spring weather comes increasing activity outdoors, and a new warning from the Lewiston Police Department Chief Mike Salata regarding youth on electric bikes. Last summer, I sat here and brought up some concern about e-bikes and said that someone was going to get killed, Salata said on Monday's Village of Lewiston work session. We've had 3 injury accidents involving e-bikes on this short spring already in the village, and all 3 cases they were underage operators, under the age of 16, and the bikes were Class 3, which are only permitted in New York City. They're not permitted anywhere else in the state. This last one was very serious. I know the child is still in Children's Hospital in pretty serious condition. These bikes are not meant for kids under the age of 16. They don't know the rules of the road, and they don't understand they have to stop at stop signs. And I think they also don't weigh the risks of a small bike versus a large automobile. Working to prevent future accidents, and this is a quote, we've instructed our officers to take a zero tolerance stance. So I said, if they are Class 3 bikes, they qualify under the county's off-road vehicle law, which requires us to tow it with a $250 fee to get it out on the first offense and a $1,000 fee for the second offense. And if it's a Class 1 or 2 and it's underage, we will be contacting the parents and having the bikes towed and removed. It's not something we want to do, but we're seeing how serious these accidents are quickly this spring, and I'm afraid it's going to get worse, end quote. Trustee Tina Copens asked Salata to explain the e-bike categories. For a Class 1 or 2, it must have pedals. It has to operate under 20 miles per hour, he said. Class 3s operate faster and in a lot of cases don't have pedals. He added, every electric bike must have a sticker on it saying what class it is. If it's removed, which we've encountered in at least 1 or 2 instances, it automatically makes it not roadworthy. Mayor Ann Welch asked, do they have to be licensed with plates and a headlight? Salata said the Class 3 technically would, but DMV will not register them, so they're just not allowed on a road. And Welch said, they're dangerous. It might sound horrible that we're trying to wreck your fun or whatever, but this is what happens, end quote. The audience was 18-year-old Francis Murphy of Lewiston. He said, that kid almost died. It's got to be over. Welch told him, you're a young man, tell your friends. Murphy said teens are posting on social media about their e-bikes being confiscated. You're riding around Center Street popping wheelies. What did you expect, he said. I watched them go through stop signs and they're never going to win that, Welch said. Salatas noted, we did do some outreach at Lou Porter 2 weeks ago, but unfortunately it was a Lewiston Porter person who was involved in the accident, so they didn't get to see the presentation. But we did do outreach with all the middle school students at Lewiston Porter. Explained to them the laws, the consequences, and the dangers, and I will be honest, in the last week driving around, I have seen a reduction in the number of bikes out there. I'm sure a combination of the lessons, plus the accident, has opened some eyes to the seriousness of this. Welch said parents who allow teens to recklessly use e-bikes should be heavily fined, because unless you hit them in the wallet where it hurts, they're just going to let the kids ride these bikes, and it's going to kill them. Salata said, we're just asking for the parents to do the right thing, but we will be taking a zero-tolerance stance on it. Be safe out there, kids, Welch said. On a different topic, new waterfront dock pay system. The Village of Lewiston has entered into a short-term agreement with Niagara County-based Doc Bison for the installation of a QR code pay system in the waterfront launch site. Trustees, Treasurer Stephanie Longwell, and Department of Public Works Superintendent Anthony Mang have been discussing ways to be more efficient and profitably monitoring the vehicles using the ramp to place their craft in the water. One idea was to install a QR code for the people to self-pay, particularly after hours when the harbor master is not available. In correspondence with the Village of Lewiston, Doc Bison noted its system was battle-tested in North Tonawonda's Gateway Harbor, processing thousands of transactions and peak summer festival traffic with zero downtime. This payment method, Doc Bison continued, led to revenues exceeding $61,000, a 44% increase. Doc Bison would provide a QR code for the harbor, which the DPW will post on a sign, and provide the clerk's officer with cloud-based customer relationship management software to track activity. Longwell said Doc Bison also proposed using automated license plate recognition. Doc Bison said it provides pre-configured cellular OCR camera hardware, physical mounting by the village personnel, that scans trailer or car license plates as the vehicle's back down the road. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry. Oh, goodness. I've lost my track. The AI cross-references the plate against the payment database. If a boater hasn't paid, a notice is automatically logged with a time-stamped photo. There's no fee for Phase 0, which will begin sometime this summer. Phase 1, or full digital adoption, would happen in 2027 with a cost of $1,950. Considering, as of right now, we only get from April-ish to October-ish, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday mornings, this will be a 24/7 all year. So it's going to change the revenue a lot, Longwell said. It should bring in a lot more revenue. She said that those who purchase an annual pass to use the boat ramp wouldn't be subject to the QR code system or tagged by the license plate reader. I think it's a good idea, said Trustee Nick Conde. Trustees plan to review the partnership with Doc Bison after 2027 season. Other approvals. The trustees also approved the following motions. To amend the schedule of miscellaneous fees to establish a payment rejection charge of $35 to be applied to any payment returned or rejected due to the insufficient funds, closed accounts, or other processing issues. 2. To approve the facilities use request made by Niagara 1812 LLC for use of Richard F. Soluri Park to host soccer clinics from 9 to 11 a.m. and on Saturdays, June 6th through the 27th. 3. To grant the request made by Historical Association of Lewiston to close Niagara Street from Plain Street south to the end of the Lewiston Museum's property from noon to 5 Sunday, May the 31st for HAL's annual Family Day. And now that's 4, appointing the Lewiston Museum curator Tom Collister to the Historic Preservation Board. He will serve as an alternate. Okay. Back on the front page. Marston Cash Woes Won't Stop Splash Pad by Karen Carr Keefe, senior contributing writer. While many Grand Islanders have eagerly awaited a splash pad as a bright new amenity planned for Veterans Park, the financials presented to the town board on Monday cast a shadow over that enthusiasm. But despite the financial concerns expressed by some of the council members, Supervisor Peter Marston believes the splash pad could be a reality for area kids as soon as this summer. However, he leveled with the board members. We do not have the money in a grant to finish this. And he outlined ways the town may be able to gain the needed funds to complete the splash pad project. These include potential for additional grants or donations from private entity, which could come later. The project funding is part of a $1.1 million grant to the Grand Island Miracle League, an adaptive baseball league that has ball field and playground in Veterans Park on Bedell Road. Beyond the basics of building. Beyond building the splash pad itself, Marston told the board that costs have mounted in order to make the splash pad operational and safe. That is, operational with sufficient power, water, and sewer services, and safe with perimeter concrete, fencing, and sidewalks that allow access for disabled individuals. Marston said the town's grant writer, Elaine O'Neill, is working to secure additional grant money, and there's been a word of private entities that might be willing to help the town bridge the funding gap. Meanwhile, the basic components for the splash pad have already been purchased. The actual cost exceeds the available cash. Cash is the next item. At the board's workshop meeting, Marston delivered the hard facts. Let me break it down to you guys. This far to date. Now, remember, this grant also entails much of the stuff that Miracle League is asking for, scoreboard, fencing, all this other stuff. Spent to date, $650,000. That's left in the grant right now is $675,000. And the next page. He said the cost to the vendor of the splash pad is $708,000. The water hookup is about $40,000. The sanitary sewer is roughly $25,000. The power up to grade run is about $10,000. That puts it at a cost of negative $108,000 currently. Marston said if the board decides to put the perimeter concrete around it, that's about $170,000. Converting the sidewalks to be compliant with the requirements of American Disability Act would cost another $170,000. The fencing around it would cost about $40,000. Marston said the grand total, beyond funds on hand, would leave the town with a shortfall of roughly $400,000. Even just purchasing the basic splash pad leaves a $33,000 spending gap. The basic cost would exclude the water hookup, the power upgrade, the sanitary sewer, the perimeter concrete, and adaptive sidewalks and fencing. When council member Dan Kilmer heard about the costs above and beyond the available funds, he said, quote, "This is not the way a town runs. We do not spend more than we have in the account," end quote. In reply, Marston said, quote, "I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but I thought everybody should know," end quote. He also said that if the town delays the project, costs will only increase over the ensuing period of time, which we all know. That's my aside. On Tuesday, Marston told Niagara Frontier Publications, quote, "The numbers are still pretty much guesstimates. We're trying to put it all together. We're more than fiscally capable of buying the splash pad. We just have to work on the other components," end quote. History of an enabling grant. In 2021, the Erie County Legislature donated over $1.1 million to the Miracle League of Grand Island with the goal of implementing a new field, shelf life of 10 to 15 years, better amenities, and a splash pad for children served. The town bonded an additional $200,000 over the grant, making the available funds $1.3 million. While the work for splash pad has not yet begun, the work strictly for the Miracle League is complete. The Miracle League, launched about 15 years ago, allows people with disabilities to play baseball using an adaptive diamond in the Veteran Park. An adaptive playground is nearby, offering additional recreation for Miracle League player and other children. In 2023, the town board officially signed the agreement with Erie County, finalizing the grant for the improvement at the park and ball field. The grant was allocated locally by the county as part of the Biden administration's American Rescue Plan, designed to counteract COVID's economic blow, as well as from state aid the county wasn't anticipating. When the grant initially came through, Miracle League Executive Director Scott McMangle said, quote, "We have a great relation with the town of Grand Island, and I know there's no public pool or splash pad on the island," end quote. He said the Miracle League's playground is for the community, but it's adaptive for our players. "I'd like to try to find a way to for the splash pad to be the same thing," he said, "kind of our gift from the Miracle League back to the community and back to Grand Island, make it something adaptive for the community and our players," end quote. Sounds very nice. Okay, page 2. We read that already. United Way of Greater Niagara hosts the 3rd annual Battle of the Banks. United Way of Greater Niagara press release and graphic. United Way of Greater Niagara hosts its annual Battle of the Banks at 5 p.m. on Wednesday, May the 27th at the Brickyard Brewing Company in Lewiston. This friendly competition brings together representatives from the local financial institutions who will step behind the bar and compete to earn the most tips, all in support of the United Way. This year's participating teams include Northwest Bank, Key Bank, Bank on Buffalo, Cornerstone Community Federal Credit Union, and Greater Together Credit Union. The evening will also feature a basket raffle hosted by Women United of Greater Niagara, music by Jeremy Mixon, DJ MXN of Mixon Music and Entertainment, and a cash bar. Tickets are $25 and include a dinner. Proceeds from Battle of the Banks support United Way's efforts to fund youth programming throughout the region. Join us for an evening of great food, music, and friendly competition, all in support of making meaningful impact on our community. To learn more about the United Way of Greater Niagara, visit www.uwgn.org. The Lew-Port Niagara Wheatfield District await the May 19th elections, by Terry Duffy, Editor-in-Chief. 2026-27 budget preparations continue in the Lewiston, Porter, and Niagara Wheatfield school districts as the school budget / board vote approaches on Tuesday, May the 19th. This comes as New York State Legislature continues to debate elements of Governor Kathy Hochul's proposed 2026-27 $254 billion state budget and its potential impacts on education aid to districts. On May the 4th, both houses of the legislature passed a ninth state budget extender. Approval carries through May the 9th and fully funds state operations to that date, according to NewYorkStateOfPolitics.com. The budget was due April the 1st. Lewiston Porter. At Lewiston Porter, the district is considering a proposed $58,281.99 budget. That doesn't sound right. That's nothing right. Maybe 58 million. No, I think that's a comma. So it's 58,281 $99 budget for the 2026-27 school year. The plan reflects a 4.5% spending increase, $2,481,000, and a 1.7% anticipated increase in state foundation aid of $202,816, and a potential 1.9% increase, $592 and $77,000 in the property tax levy for owners in the towns of Lewiston and Porter. We're asking for voters for a 1.99% tax increase. That's the lowest I've asked the voters for, Superintendent Paul Casseri said. Both communities are currently in a reassessment update, intending to bring all commercial and private properties into 100% assessed valuation for the next school year. The district reports the 2026 equalization rates are currently at 40% for Lewiston and 44% for Porter, respectively. At 100% equalization, Lewiston Porter is projected a 1.9 increase in tax levy. At this rating, it's unclear as to the potential impact of this year's budget on district property owners. Lewiston Porter is also considering a reserve fund proposition that seeks, quote, to establish a new fund with the value of not greater than $6 million with a term of not longer than 10 years, end quote. Lewiston Porter has scheduled a budget hearing for 6 p.m. Monday, May the 11th, in the boardroom at Lew Porter Community Resource Center on Creek Road. The district voting will take place from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. May 19th in the CRC multipurpose room. With respect to Lewiston Porter Board of Education election, it's learned this week that no candidates applied for the 2 open positions up for vote this year. Therefore, the district noted the positions will be awarded to the 2 individuals who obtained the highest number of write-in votes. For more information, residents can attend the May 11th budget hearing. Visit www.lu-port.com or contact District Clerk Marissa Ialgo-Barri at 716-286-2233. 7266. Niagara Wheatfield. In the Niagara Wheatfield CSD, which includes the town of Niagara, the town of Wheatfield, and northern areas of Sanborn bordering on Lewiston, the district revealed a 2025-26 proposed expenditure budget of 96 plus million. The budget reflects 89 million in potential state assistance based on a 1% minimum increase in state foundation aid from the aforementioned state budget proposal. The plan lists $7,218,000 as a potential outside funding assistance needed to balance the budget. Broken down under the 1% foundation aid scenario, for example, the proposed budget finds the following supplemental assistant numbers revealed by NW at its April budget review, including our district interfund transfers and planned use of reserves of $3,563,000, $500,000 workers' compensation reserve, $750,000 each from ERS reserve and TRS reserve accounts, and a $1,563,000 in appropriated fund balance. The Niagara Wheatfield said the proposed numbers would change under a 2% minimum increase scenario in foundation aid. As the state budget remains in limbo as of May the 5th, the $7 million plus needed to total outline earlier would adjust to $6,948,000 as the amount needed. Under this scenario, NW numbers include interfund transfers of $3,293,000 and $500,000, workers' compensation reserve $750,000, each from ERS reserve and TRS reserve accounts $1,293,000 in appropriated fund balance. As to the tax levy, NW outlines a possible levy of $38,307,000 for the district property owners, up from $37,506 million from 2025-26, and a 1.83 increase of 801,000 over last year. As stated, the NW numbers, like Lew-Port, should be considered fluid as to their impact on the district property owners, as the proposed state budget remains unsettled at this point. Also, the towns within the Niagara Wheatfield CSD are not in the midst of a full reassessment effort of properties like Lewiston Porter. NW reported that 3 open seats are up for grabs in the May 19th budget/board vote. Unlike Lewiston Porter, there are many candidates seeking the election, including Anna Hart, Stephanie Delacqua, Wendy Cox, Dawn Jellin, and Jason Myers, current board president. The 3 highest in vote totals will receive 3-year term from July 1 to June 30th, 2029. In addition to the budget vote, Proposition 1, the district residents will consider Proposition 2, authorizing NW to expend up to $944,000 from the 2021 Capital Transportation Reserve Fund for the purchase of buses and transportation vehicles. And Proposition 3, to expend up to $200,000 for an acquisition and installation of technology equipment for the district. District voting will take place from 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. May 19th at the Adult Learning Center, Niagara Wheatfield Senior High School, 2292 Sanders Settlement Road, Sanborn. For more information, visit the district website at https://www.nwscsd.org. Sorry. Okay. I hope this is right. Deal is Champion of Island Service Clubs by Karen Carr Keefe, senior contributing writer. Council member Rhonda Deal has taken a proactive stance in putting Grand Island Service Clubs on the same page, but not in the same spot on the calendar page. She created the Grand Island Service Coalition as a steering committee to coordinate events, and a group who shared community service goals would be strengthened by the cooperation, sorry about that. I wanted a place where people knew what organizations we have here and where they could go to connect in. Because people go, Rhonda, where can I get involved? She said. There's no singular place where you could say, what are our service organizations and what's Rotary's focus? What's Zonta's focus? The coalition will compile contact information, and the town's Economic Development Advisory Board has been working on an online community calendar. Elected last November to a 4-year term as a Grand Island Town Board member, Deal is full of energy and ideas. An organization is definitely her strong suit. Previously, Deal was administrative assistant to the town supervisor. Service clubs represented include Chamber of Commerce, Zonta, Rotary, Kiwanis, Lions, Grand Island Nature Alliance, the Charles D. Galloper Memorial VFW Post 9249, the Neighbors Foundation, and the Grand Island Cultural Center. One recent activity the coalition participated in was helping the Grand Island Cultural Center, formerly Old St. Stephen Church, to clean and prepare its upstairs Old Church Theater for a concert by a rock group, Strictly Hip, on Saturday, May the 16th. A unified community calendar. Rotary President Faye Taluk says she knows it could be a problem when there's a Rotary Salvation Army food distribution on the third Thursday of the month at the town hall parking lot. But another service club may have scheduled an event for the same time and date. Deal anticipates such inadvertent clashes and thought it was time to create a unified calendar. That way all service organizations could put their plans out there well in advance excuse me, to ensure there aren't any schedule conflicts. The logo she designed for the coalition says it succinctly, quote, uniting service, strengthening community, end quote. National Night Out, a template for unity. I'm a big community person, Deal said. I think that we have too much division in our world, and I think we need to start finding things common ground and uniting. Last year, she chaired Grand Island's National Out, held nationwide on the first Tuesday in August. I wanted to bring everybody in more, she said. So expanded it so businesses were invited, and especially the mom and pop businesses. Also included pop-up stands for bakers, candle makers, and food vendors. During her campaign for political office, she said she met people who volunteered to give of their time and talent to help the community. During this National Night Out, I thought if the town government's advisory board were here, most people don't know we have those, then people kind of get a feel for what the town offers and where they can get involved, what the response was really good for it, Deal said. At the event, she said, the combination of our first responder, local organizations, advisory boards, and businesses brought a uniqueness to Grand Island that offered something for everybody. The sense of community and relationship building is what the National Night Out represents, and in my opinion, the mission was accomplished, end quote. It was just a hop, skip, and a jump for her to bring the community concept to Grand Island Service Coalition. The heading is Service Clubs Working Together. The new coalition has met several times and is making plans and learning from each other. Zonta Club of Grand Island, President Heidi Travagaline said, quote, for us at Zonta, we recognize the benefits of collaboration and working together for the concern of the whole community, end quote. The coalition presents an engaging atmosphere where we can share upcoming events group needs and discuss the services we provide. As a coalition, the resonating theme persists. How can we best support one another in serving the residents of Grand Island? And that's a good place to be. Teluk said of the Rotary said of various clubs in the coalition, we're all so busy. We all need more members, and we kind of help each other out. And also when we page it doesn't want me to turn. And when we schedule functions, we can make certain that there's not something else going on. We have to worry about the school calendar besides. We, just 2 weeks ago, had a meat raffle, and there was one going on at the fire hall, which we didn't realize. We may have taken customers from them, and they may have taken customers from us, so it's better if we stretch them out. I did have a suggestion. I had spoken to one of the local real estate agents, and I said, do you give information to your people who are moving on to the island? She told Taluk that she put together an information about garbage pickup days and other similar useful facts. I had suggested that we make a one-page, and each of us do a QR code that will link our website so that someone newly from North Carolina or who was in Rotary could realize that there's a Rotary or any other service club, Telek said. We had 2 groups that deal with human trafficking come in to the Buffalo Launch Club, and we invited all the service clubs, Kiwanis, Zonta, and Lions, to come and listen to the presentation. We do enjoy collaborating. Telek said several years ago, 4 service groups, again, Zonta, Kiwanis, Lions, and Rotary, decided to hold their scholarship presentations at the same time and place. She added the VFW does great things. There are so many service clubs that do such great things. The Lions Club helped us during our paint collection, and Rotary has gone over for their picnic held in the summer at the Buffalo Launch Club for disadvantaged children. We help each other out. Dale said that members in the Grand Island Service Coalition find it easy to work collaboratively. The idea for the group came to her while having coffee with a friend. She set up a meeting and sent out an email. The first night, they were ready, so I'm not shocked because that's a group of doers, she said. We need to keep the pipeline to the next generation to step forward in service while there's someone here to lead by the example. Nicely put. Let's see. So I think we've finished with all of that. These are things that are happening. Rotary Club of Grand Island sets Document Destruction Day. Rotary Club of Grand Island will again present its annual Document Destruction event. This year, the occasion set for 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Saturday, June the 6th, at a new location, the Sidway School parking lot. This is a drive-through in-vehicle service. Patrons can watch the confidential destruction of their papers. The cost is $10 per box, approximately 12 by 16 by 10 inches, or $20 for a double banker's box. Please follow guidelines for secure document destruction by removing metal and plastic binders. Staples and paper clips will be accepted. Only paper items accepted for curbside recycling are allowed. If you have more than 6 large boxes, call 716-773-7265. The funds raised by this event will be used by Rotary for various community causes. Co-sponsors for this event are Christine Learman, CPA, PC, and Madison Tile Carpet 1. For more information, visit www.grandislandrotaryclub.org or on Facebook. Welch running for election as mayor in Lewiston by Ann Welch. Dear friends and neighbors, I'm writing respectfully to ask you for your vote for the village election on June 16th. It is my hope that you will once again place your confidence in my years of service to our community as village clerk, planning commission member, and for the past 8 years, mayor. As mayor, I have worked diligently to secure millions of dollars in grant funding to update and enhance our village. while preserving its historic charm and integrity. I'm proud to have helped to implement the following projects. 1. Restoration of Lewiston's beautiful waterfront, creating a safe and welcoming space where residents and visitors can enjoy boating, fishing, and picnicking. 2. The Center Street reconstruction project, which included road resurfacing to address safety concerns caused by aging brick crosswalks, the installation of LED lighting in our antique street lamps, and new vintage-style street signs ensure improved safety while maintaining our historic character. 3. The relocation and stage addition to the bandshell, new pavilion at Academy Park that provides a wonderful venue for community events, concerts, picnics, and public gatherings, and the restoration of the park restrooms with artistic mural. 4. The Maryland TUI all-inclusive playground and splash pad, funded through grants and private donations, located behind the red brick municipal building at 145 North 4th Street, provides a safe and accessible place for children to play. 4. Richard Soluri Park, Dog Park, home to the Newport Youth Football League, and soon to have 4 pickleball courts. Sorry about that. Courts and pavilion. 5. The full restoration of the historic Frontier House, which is now complete, with new restaurant, boutique hotel, bringing new life and visitors to the economic vitality of the village. Importantly, these improvements were made possible through grants I have pursued and secured, not through increased taxpayer funding. As we look to the future, new development and redevelopment continue to strengthen our tax base, helping us maintain a stable I'm not doing very well here. Helping us maintain stable local taxes while supporting growth. I'm a lifelong resident and I deeply love Lewiston. If re-elected on June the 16th, I will continue working hard to ensure that our village remains a vibrant, thriving community for generations to come. Your voice, your vote truly matters. Please remember to vote. Thank you, Ann Walsh. Edith, EYDT, seeks re-election to Village of Lewiston Board by Victor Edith. As trustee presently serving on the village board, I am announcing my plans to seek re-election and humbly ask for your vote as a village trustee in the upcoming village election in June the 16th. As village trustee, I have worked tirelessly to update, improve, and enhance the beautiful village we call home. I'm proud to have played a key role in several important projects, including collaborating with our engineers and Department of Public Works to replace aging infrastructure. This includes the removal of old water lines on the 9th Street and the installation of new lines to better serve residents. I'm also currently working on a project to connect our village to the town of Lewiston's water supply, which will improve water flow and pressure for the entire community. We successfully secured $959,000 federal grant to support this critical initiative. Also, securing grant funding to upgrade the Lewiston Landing fish cleaning station, including installation of new heavy-duty fish grinder, new restrooms, and a durable metal staircase replacing the old wooden one that was at the waterfront. Also, is supporting the new construction of Department of Public Works garage addition and the acquisition of new equipment to better serve our residents. Also, help bringing the new Academy Park Pavilion to life, including upgraded underground wiring made possible through grants and generous donations. As a lifelong resident, I deeply care about our community, and I'm currently a member and past president of the Lower Niagara Moose Lodge number 584, trustee of the Historical Association of Lewiston, chairman of the Lewiston Remembrance Memorial Day Committee. If re-elected, I will continue to serve with dedication, integrity, and a strong commitment to the improvement of our village. Please remember to vote. Your continued support is greatly appreciated. Thank you. Somerville running for office of Youngstown by Colleen Mary Somerville. I'm excited to announce that I'm seeking election to the Village of Youngstown Board of Trustees. Voting is held May the 19th in the Village Center Gym, 240 Lockport Street, from noon till 9. Youngstown is more than where I live. It's a community I've been proud to serve for many years through my work as chair of Youngstown Civic Guild Christmas Basket Program, vice president of the Youngstown Garden Club, a member of the Youngstown Lions, and my involvement with local initiatives supporting our library, veterans, and family. I've had the opportunity to connect with so many of you and give back in meaningful ways. Professionally, I've set my career in counseling, higher learning, and administrative management, including my time as an educator and counselor at SUNY Niagara. As the owner of Peace of Mind and Wellness Counseling, I also assist in managing scholarships and grants that support our local community. I also believe in integrity and transparency in our village government. Our community benefits from clear communication and responsible leadership and decision-making that reflects the needs of all the residents. As trustees, I will support and encourage our local businesses, build on the strong sense of community we already share, and approach each decision with care, collaboration, and respect for our village future. I'm committed to responsible budgeting, thoughtful oversight of village operations, and strengthening accountability through open and ongoing communication. I will work towards protecting essential services and creating more opportunities that bring the residents together. More importantly, I will serve all members of our community fairly, thoughtfully, and with respect for the trust you placed in our village government. I look forward to listening and learning and serving Youngstown. Let's see, so now we move on to a different section. Okay. Madigan points to smart oversight, strong boards, responsible spending, and bid for school board. This is by Mike Madigan. I'm running for the Grand Island Central School District Board of Education to bring disciplined oversight, transparent decision-making, responsible financial management, and a renewed focus on strengthening both vocational and traditional education. I've been a Grand Island resident since 1987 and am now retired following a long and successful career. Most recently, I served as Senior Program Manager at Thermo Fisher Scientific, GIBCO, from 2007 to 2025. Prior to that, I held leadership roles as Manager of Manufacturing and Manager of Process Engineering, where I led many teams, managed large budgets, and earned multiple leadership awards. As a certified project management professional, PMP, I take a data-driven approach to decision-making with a strong emphasis on results and accountability. My wife, Leslie, a lifelong Islander, and I raised our two sons, William and Matthew, in the Grand Island school system. As both a parent and taxpayer, I understand the importance of maintaining academic excellence while also addressing the burden of high property taxes. I served 8 years as a town councilman, building on a record of fiscal responsibility, transparency, and strong advocacy for residents. I'm also an experienced public speaker, skilled at communicating complex issues clearly and effectively. Since 2015, I've served as a Grand Island volunteer fireman, responding to an average of more than 200 calls per year, demonstrating my deep commitment to this community. Together with Jim McCauley, I am running on a 5-point plan focused on accountability and excellence. 1. Budget accountability, contact line-by-line review of spending to eliminate waste. 2. Organizational review to ensure efficient and fair administration. 3. Smarter use of facilities. Expand shared use of the town. 4. Responsible capital planning. Reduce long-term taxpayer burden. 5. Strong traditional curriculum. Emphasize proven fundamentals and prepare students for college or vocational careers. I'm committed to transparent governance, fiscal discipline, and putting students and taxpayers first. Vote for Mike Madigan on May the 19th. Yellen announces candidacy for Niagara Wheatfield Board of Ed by Don Yellen. Dear members of Niagara Wheatfield community, I am proud to announce my candidacy for an open seat on the Niagara Wheatfield Board of Education. My family and I have called the town of Wheatfield home for the past 24 years, where we raised our two sons. In connection to this community is deeply rooted in both our personal and educational experiences. Both of my boys attended Niagara Wheatfield School District, beginning at the West Street Elementary School, continuing through Edward Town Middle School, and graduating in 2022 and 2024. Watching them grow through this district has given me a first-hand understanding of the impact our schools have on students and families. For the past 6 years, I've been actively engaged in the district through the West Street Parents Group, where I first served as treasurer and later as president. In these positions, I played a key leadership role in reestablishing field trips across all grade levels, coordinating and overseeing engaging educational events, and led efforts to fund important programs that benefit both students and teachers. I've overseen and executed fundraising initiatives that supported the school athletic programs, while also advising and assisting other schools and organizations in strengthening their fundraising strategies. My work is always centered on enhancing opportunities and experiences for all students. Beyond the school district, I have dedicated my time to a number of community organizations, including 10 years of service with Make-A-Wish Foundation, many years with Niagara Falls Firefighter Toy Fund, helping to organize and develop new fundraising initiatives. The NWAA Football Booster Club, the most recently the Buddy's Second Chance Dog Rescue. These experiences have strengthened my commitment to service and to reinforce my belief in the importance of community involvement. Professionally, I currently work on the town of Niagara in the clerk's office. Prior to that, I spent 24 rewarding years at the Hard Rock Cafe, where I served as a financial assistant. In that role, I was responsible for budgets, audits, profits and loss reporting, and human resource functions. These experiences have equipped me with strong financial oversight skills and accountability, and the ability to make thoughtful decisions, which I believe are essential for effective school board leadership. I also hold a bachelor's degree in social work from Buff State College, which has shaped my understanding of diverse needs of students and families. I'm running for the Niagara Wheatfield Board of Education because I'm deeply committed to the strengthening of the quality of education in our district. I believe in supporting our teachers and staff, ensuring financial responsibility and transparent financial decisions, expanding opportunities for students both inside and outside the classroom, and creating an environment where every child feels supported, challenged, and prepared for their future. I also believe in strong communications and collaboration between the students, staff, and residents within the community. It would be an honor to serve the community that has given so much to my family. I respectfully ask for your support. My name will be appearing on number 4 in the ballot. Gallo reopens for the summer. Popular Lewiston restaurant back after serving as an event space for the winter, by Joshua Maloney, GM and Managing Editor. Lewiston's rollout of summer food destinations continued this week with reopening of Gallo Coal Fire Kitchen at the corner of Center and North 4th Streets. Last October, the owner, Michael Hibbard, announced Gallo would be closing its day-to-day operations for the winter. He welcomed patrons to come and visit his second village residence, Gathered by Gallo, which is located across the street. That transition went well, he said. It made sense just because Lewiston, as everybody knows, is a tourist town. We're busy in the summer, but you're really fighting for business in the winter. There's quite a few restaurants concepts in the village of Lewiston that do the same thing, where it's more of a seasonal location. We're not really fully closed. We're still doing banquets all winter long. He added, Gather itself really warrants more of a winter vibe. So I think that helped. And doing a bourbon club over there that drove a lot of traffic as well. Gather serves Western New York staples such as wings, beef, unwhack, fish fry, plus an assortment of sandwiches, smash burgers, wraps, and larger entrees, salmon and filet. Gallo specializes in coal-fired pizza, plus meatballs, pasta, and protein salads in small plates. This summer season, it's 10 years that Gallo's been in the operation, Hibbard said. In 2016, we opened our original Gallo at 800 Center Street, the site of what is now Hustler's Tavern. We're going to bring back some of the staples that we had in the past, and we're going to celebrate the 10th year anniversary of the concept. As part of that commemoration, we'll bring back some of our signature pizzas that we had 10 years ago. Bring back a couple of pastas, he said, noting the staff will be particularly focused on main courses and speedier service. Since Hibbard moved Gallo to its current location in 2021, the campus has grown, both in popularity and in amenities. The patrons sit outside or inside or at the spacious patio bars and routinely attend concerts and special events. The big thing that excites us is that we saw last year our success was having bands and really filling that patio. So we're excited to really push that and utilizing the patio and the patio bar that we finished last year to really maximize the amount of patrons and in and out of our location, Hibbard said. Our game plan is having live music on Fridays and Saturdays, which will be posted pretty soon once we get open. He explained, being directly positioned in Center Street helps for walking traffic, and when people see that the bar outside filled out, they'll go where other people are, so that helps. The uniqueness of the layout for the band, that's another driver for us. That the way that the pavilion is positioned and the sound can be projected back towards Gallo. The uniqueness of the space for private events like fundraisers that we do throughout the summer as well. Those interested in bringing banquet to Gallo should act fast as business is booming and we've really booked up through the summer. Hibbard said, Gallo is open daily from noon to 9, the kitchen to 10, the bar Saturday and Sunday, and 4 to 9 on weekdays, p.m. on weekdays. At Gather, meanwhile, we are closed this week just because of getting Gallo back open, but we are really thinking that we can have both locations open this year, Hibbard said. We're just trying to figure out all those pieces to the puzzle. Visit Gallo Coal Fire Kitchen at 402 Center Street, Gather at 453 Center Street, and online at https://gallocoalfirekitchen.com//. Looks nice. Here's something about Lewiston. Lewiston Garden Club announced its annual perennial sale will take place from 10 till noon, Saturday, May the 16th at Academy Park Pavilion. Legacy in Motion, celebrating Miles Davis at 100 at our park, featuring John Layer Dance Company, plus John Bacon and Star People, to be formed on our park main stage July the 17th. This is Art Park & Company press release. Art Park & Company announces the world premiere performance of Legacy in Motion, celebrating Miles Davis at 100, featuring the John Layer Dance Company, John Bacon, and Star People in the Art Park Main Stage Theater at 7:30, Friday, July the 17th. The John Layer Dance Company and jazz artist John Bacon and Star People unite to celebrate Davis's 100th birthday on the very stage where he performed in 1974 during the Art Park's opening season. This intimate, multisensory exploration of athletic dance and live jazz spans the legend's entire career. Witness a once-in-a-century collaboration where rhythm meets motion. This up-close and personal event will transform Art Park's main stage into a club setting where the artists and audience will share the stage. Capacity is limited. Tickets are now on sale. Prices include facility fee. Additional fees apply for online orders. Purchase online at Ticketmaster.com or artpark.net by phone from the Art Park box office at 716-754-4375 or in person at the Art Park office at 450 South 4th Street. The box office is open for in-person sales 10 to 4 Tuesday through Friday, and 10 a.m. to 2 on Saturday. This performance is presented by Art Park and is supported in part by Woods Uviat Gilman. Looks like fun. Niagara Amusement Park and Splash World, absence hits hard. Oh, that's a shame. The World by
The following program is intended for listeners who are blind, have low vision, or have another print disability,